came in with the experience labs to try and move the project further a bit by conducting some interviews with several of the NHS regions, and then running an experience lab to expose the nurses to technology, also to bring them together, and also to look at how they actually make progress together. Primarily we focused on how are we going to increase the value of nursing records and how we're going to reduce the administrative load. We prepared an experience lab where many of the interviewees came along, but also some other people from some of the other regions. We did a warm-up exercise where we did speed admissions, a bit like speed dating, and after that we did something called the Day in the Life of Nursing Records, which was a co-designed task where the nurses and senior management looked at exactly what was involved in nursing records, what happened to nursing records from the point of view of the nursing records. So this big pad of paper that travels around the hospital and in and out of hospitals.
We audit our records. There's some real fundamental stuff around date, time, signage, time of care, things like that, which an electronic record would sort out. But there's some things like the patient shelters weren't involved in the conversation. Well, that's a care issue.
I think there are tools, and some of them we've seen today, that would assist us do that.
If it's their record, so let's use maternity as an example with a patient health record, it doesn't matter who sees that person, you've got your maternity record and you give it to the GP, to whoever, and that somehow we would want our tech to reflect that.
We had 2 sessions where the nurses got to play with some technology from invited partners. So they looked at some virtual reality, augmented reality headsets. Some of the technology demonstrations were exactly what was needed. They were exactly the right technology to show the nurses, and really opened their eyes and they could see what was available. And some of the other technology, such as virtual reality and augmented reality, was just great fun to play with and something that might be on the radar for nurses in several years' time. And we finished off with a session on how do we make progress. We were very much aware going into the project that each of the NHS regions is already doing their own work and doing really good work on innovation within the nursing record systems. And we were really aware that we wanted to leave enthusiasm and that progress in place.
I think it's solvable, but I think if we're having these discussions about how we share between primary and secondary care, between the board, we should have the discussions with the right people in information governance.
Well, one of the things we are looking at with Ayrton and Aaron is for a lot of these things there's what we call trigger questions.
For me it's always what are we trying to do? The benefits, are we trying to reduce 30 minutes of admin time or whatever, and then it's the solutions.
But the difference with technology is when you tick a box, it drops it down and makes you make another.
So one of the things I thought was really good about the project was the access to people for the interviews and for the experience lab. The NHS Scotland, each of the regions, the Open Innovation team at NHS Scotland, all worked really well together to come together for this project, and it was a real kind of privilege being able to interview such people who had a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experience, and were all in senior positions, all able to make the change.
People from different backgrounds and particularly different technological backgrounds, and where they've managed to use technology in other areas, come in and actually think, well, we would never have thought of that, but here's a left field idea that might not be quite so left field. So I think this is the kind of thing that will actually help things to progress.
I've been able to share my own thoughts. There's been really good debate and discussion, so lots of learning and lots of finding a common ground as well.
So I think we've had really good interaction from people. I think everybody's joined in. Certainly the people I've spoken to have gotten a lot out of it. One person said to me just about an hour ago that it's made her think really differently, which I think was part of the reason we wanted to do this. And I think the way that it's been done absolutely makes sure everybody gets included and their ideas are listened to.
So the impact of the process we went through over the last 2 days is significant in that it did deliver what was asked for. It did allow for an exploration of what might be possible against the challenge set across Scotland by the nursing community. So it did that.
For me, the really interesting bit is that digital solution, sort of a year, 2 years down the line, but the electronic patient records certainly won't answer all of the problems that we've identified through nursing record keeping.
I think that there's a lot of people here with some great ideas that can help us find solutions. I think we're all struggling a little bit to identify a solution. So I think coming together nationally, and having some consistency, and again, whether that's because we buy into an electronic system or around standards and maybe something we've got already that we don't need to throw out but we just need to improve, and if we can do that collectively, I think that so the exercise today and coming together like this today will support that.